caps the stress on the food source. Normal family group for red kangaroos is 1 male, 50 females. So the 1 male is statistically insignificant to the population numbers. And so the kangaroo population will freeze going into the drought. So say 50 went in. If 25 survived, all of the mama kangaroos are pregnant in both uteruses all the time, and they're all on diapause. So they each have 2 on deck. As soon as the drought is over and they rehydrate, renourish, which takes only a couple days, bam, they all birth a baby. Within the next 30 to 60 days, they all will become overweight because at the end of a drought is extreme plenty. So bam, they'll all birth the second one. So if they start from 50 and they drop down to 25, they're immediately back to 50, and then they're up to 75. So the kangaroos will come out of the drought stronger than they went in. And in America, we call these exotic animals, and we value them, and we love them, and we take good care of them. In Australia, these are varmints and pests. They eradicate them, hunt them, run them down with pickup trucks, drive them off the cliffs, poison them, whatever they do to kill kangaroos. And yet, the kangaroos outnumber the humans by millions. And emus, same way. They actively try to get rid of emus. And if you're interested sometime, you could read about the Emu War, where the colonial government of Great Britain undertook to eradicate emus and failed miserably. And you should just read about that sometime. But the kangaroos all see their bottles, and they're very hungry for it. So everybody's going to grab a bottle and a kangaroo.
The 2 big kangaroos.
And somebody will feed the 6th kangaroo.
Big kangaroo? Yeah. Come here, Rosie.
Sloth counts here.
Rosie, look at you.
What's that?
Okay, got this.
Okay.
There's the big one.
Big one? With Rosie?
That's Rosie. Yeah. It's your commentary. Commentary. Here, Max. There you go. Yeah.
That's nice
How
and
many
warm,
do you
too.
want? You know that? You're so sweet.
Zoe's fed.
Excellent.
Aw.
Oh my goodness, Jelly. Just like a baby.
Are you still here?
Yeah, these are Max words. I think this one can do it himself.
Hey, this is not for you.
Oh,
This
Jelly.
is not for you. You're gonna be done soon.
Oh, you're slow one. You can fall asleep with it. Oh.
Hey, this is not for you.
Yeah, it is. Give me that. I got you. Come here. Oh, you 3, look at me. Oh, there we go. That's such a good picture. Huh? Print those? Can I take them to school with you? Yeah. Show everybody. You're almost done, big guy. That Rosie's a guzzler.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. So when she's done guzzling, we'll put her back in the room. If you want to put some feed in there on the baby stay. Because if not, they're gonna, that one's gonna go around trying to make everybody else's.
Think we got them.
And we don't like to give a feed for them to fill up on feed, so we have to feed these 2 separate while they're by themselves. So you almost ready to go outside, Tom?
Get there.
Tip up the bucket, snug.
We're going fast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job. Matt's over there, he's gonna be your slowest eater. Yeah.
You're gonna be there for a minute later.
Yeah. He loves it.
So,
He gets really lazy and just,
I think we got it.
yeah, right, Miss Rosie, you're gonna.
All right, so when the big girls get done, we gotta put them away because they'll start hopping around trying to take the other one off.
What you got?
Oh, come on.
Slides up. Almost.
Looks pretty good with them with the, like babies. Dad, you wanna grab your camera and hit that real quick?
I got, yeah,
We got them, yep.
yeah, I want to print it so they can take the slow and show everybody.
Yeah, that's a pretty good book right there.
Yeah.
It's funny, I didn't invite you, but all the kangaroos are facing the same direction.
It's so cute, isn't it?
We've actually never had anybody hold all three of them, I guess.
Really?
Pretty cute.
No.
No.
You have to take his sweet time.
So Max is the troublemaker, that's why those two are Ruby and Max. Max is
Max and
the,
Ruby.
I've never seen the show, but I guess Max is the little
He
brother that
always
chases
gets
the other one
into
around.
something. He's always messing something up. And Ruby's
So
having
like
to
where I
teach him a
said
lesson.
prohibitively expensive to feed kangaroos, that one's not mine. The breeder is having us raise that one for him,
Oh,
because we'll bottle feed it for him for free. And, he'll get a friendly kangaroo back, because that's gonna be his next breeder male.
Oh, okay.
So, if you're going to have a pet kangaroo, which I don't know what the laws are in Michigan, here it's legal. What you need is a 6-foot fence that will keep kangaroos in and cats out. No cats, no cats, no cats. Toxoplasmosis is what pregnant women can be sensitive to in cat feces. Why they shouldn't,
It's okay, she doesn't typically finish hers.
they,
This one will
and
finish.
that's it, like 10,000 parts per million. It's fatal to a kangaroo, 5 parts per million.
Oh, wow.
So no cats.
You're really cute though. You are really cute. I have to keep it in now.
Well done, Miss Joyce.
chew on that, I think
Yes.
there's more in there.
I see nitrogen. Lower in the mom. Yeah, those poor little hands.
Hey guys, we'll be doing a sloth encounter in about 2 minutes.
couple breed horses and
Oh, because of the cows?
couple cows in there and 2 sloths still occupied.
Yeah. There's cows in the field that are brand new in the field, and we don't know how they're.
I don't know, but I got usually try to check out the crops.
What time is horse
Ten
ride?
dollars. And then we called up second pair.
Really? All right, y'all, come on in. Emma, can you and Tatum help Fallon get horses in? I guess there's a horse ride coming up. I have one from Benton. All right, thanks. All right, guys, come on in. This is Flash. Flash
You
is
didn't
a
see him out there, did you?
Flash is a
Flash.
two-fingered sloth. Alive in the world today, there are two-fingered sloths and three-fingered sloths. Differences between them, we'll talk about in just a second here. Is there already food for him in the fridge? I don't think so.
I do not think so.
Okay, I'll get it ready here real quick.
I didn't have a chance to get that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's all good. So, I mean, just a second here to get his breakfast all set, and we'll move on to him. So, alive in the world today, there are two-fingered sloths and three-fingered sloths. There's a couple basic differences between them. And historically and taxonomically, they call them two-toed and three-toed. But there's a big move to start calling them two-fingered, three-fingered, because it is more like they have, they all have 3 toes on the back feet. Two-fingered have 2 on the front, three-fingered have 3 on the front. So see, there's his front, there's his back, 3 on the back, 2 on the front. So there are some other basic differences between two-fingered and three-fingered sloths. And the other basic differences are the way their spines are set up. So a three-fingered sloth has 9 vertebrae in their cervical spine between their skull and their shoulders. And a two-fingered sloth, which this is, has 5 in their cervical spine. A three-fingered sloth has 3 vertebrae of a tail. A two-fingered sloth has no tail. So the 4 missing from the cervical spine and the 3 missing from the tail are all between the hips and shoulders of the two-fingered sloth. Give me some green beans out of there, Kevin,
Yes, sir.
please. And so they move differently. So a three-fingered sloth will turn its head 270 around like an owl because it's got more vertebrae in its cervical spine between its skull and its shoulders. And a two-fingered sloth will turn its body like a slinky, and I'm going to show you that here in just 1
look how
second.
slow he moves his body down even.
Yeah. All right, so let me give you the basic rules of the game here. This is food, this is not food. He can't see the difference. So this you put in his mouth, this you do not put in his mouth. Don't put it in my mouth either. If you stick your finger inside of either one of our mouths, we might bite you. So, and the way that the two-fingered moves differently than the three-fingered is the two-fingered will turn his body all the way around until his hips are basically 180 out from his shoulders.
Isn't it the
Hey, turn around here, Bubba. Come here, Bubba. Come here, Flash. You can turn until his hips are 180 from his shoulders like that. The three-fingered sloth just turns his head. So the three-fingered would just be like an owl then. All right, so you guys are going to give him his breakfast, and he's going to eat it 1 piece at a time. And this is going to last for almost half an hour, so you don't have to feed it to him like a fire hose. But just let him chew up a piece and then give him another one. So this is Flash the sloth. And sloths are slow. Sloths are famously slow. But sloths are slow in ways that you may not realize that a sloth is slow. So they're slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. They are slow in every single way that a sloth can be slow. I wonder if your mom found, is mom the one outside?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if mom found us on TikTok. Let me ask. Which one of these is TikTok? I don't even know. Mom, are you out there on TikTok?
It's right to his mouth. There you go.
Do you know your mom's TikTok name?
No, she's
What's her real name?
Kara Conley.
Kara Conley, are you watching us live? Yes, I am here. All right, great. Mom's with us. Give your mom a wave there, sweetheart. So,
Private mom.
sloths are slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, their metabolism, their metabolic processes. They are slow in every single way that an animal can be slow. And it starts from their diet. So in the wild, a sloth eats almost exclusively leaves. Very little nutritional value. Kind of like us eating celery. You know, you spend almost as much digesting it as you get out of it, is what they say. So they eat a tremendous amount of food, almost all leaves.
The outside animals get done.
No. Hey, but Fallon's can need help getting horses out of the field because those 3 new cows are in the middle field.
That's where we're gonna go.
All right, great.
Miss Jim, come on, Jim.
So, yeah. So, very little nutritional value in their food, so they have a very low energy budget. So when I say they eat a tremendous amount of food, we're talking 10% of their body weight every single day. And yet, they go to the bathroom, solid and liquid, only once in 7 to 10 days. 3 or 4 times a month is all that they go.
My patients would be dying.
Oh yeah. And when they do go to the bathroom, they are going to 1/3 of their full body mass when they go. So putting that to human perspective, I weigh about 180 pounds. That's me rolling into the steakhouse and saying, bring me 18 of those 16-ounce porterhouse steaks, and I'm gonna plow them all down right now. Obviously, I couldn't do that. Or if you're not a steak person, maybe 30 or 40 hamburgers or something like that. And then when I eventually went to the bathroom after a week or 10 days, we would be talking about 60 pounds because I weigh 180. So my body mass would get up around 240 and then boom, right back to 180 in 2 or 3 minutes.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. So we're talking a bag of dog food and a 5-gallon bucket all at one time. If you wanted to see how a sloth goes to the bathroom, you could back up in our TikTok or Facebook or something a few days. And that will show you a sloth going to the bathroom, how they do it.
We'll have to look at that.
Yeah, we have all kind of good videos on our Facebook. People all the time see our lives, but they don't do the little swipe to the side and see that we got 200 more videos there. But anyhow, the sloth, we said that their energy budget is super low. So let's talk about some examples of that. So their energy budget is so low that even though he is a warm-blooded animal, and you are welcome to pet this guy. You pet him like this, just slow on the backside, and just don't touch him on the front side. He really hates it. But and he's softer than he looks like he would be. He looks like he would be all wiry, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but his hair is not coarse. It's actually pretty soft. And the sloth does not get bathed. He grooms himself. So Kevin Mom is watching us live from outside.
Yes, I'd request to move the camera so they could see her, so that is what I'm doing.
Oh, is Mom saying move the camera?
Well, yeah. Or
good,
Dad said he
good.
couldn't see
She
it.
doesn't want to see my mug.
No.
Hey, why don't you slide around to this side so your mom can see you, and I'll stand on that side. Because your mom doesn't care what I look like, she cares what you look like, right? So, the sloth, he cannot maintain his body temperature. He doesn't have enough energy. So the daytime high in the rainforest is in the mid or upper 80s, nighttime low is in the high 60s. And his core body temperature will follow that range of temperatures every single day. His daytime high temperature can be 19 degrees Fahrenheit more than his nighttime low core body temperature. So I am also a warm-blooded mammal. If my core body temperature was 19 degrees lower in the night, or if my nighttime temperature was, if my core body temperature was ever 19 degrees Fahrenheit lower, the coroner would be using that information to calculate my time of death. But that's normal for a sloth. Other things about them having a very low energy budget. A female sloth can only make milk for its babies for about 3 to 6 weeks. And according to San Diego Zoo's knowledge base, it's even less than that. I'm just telling you what other places say. But I feel like San Diego Zoo knows quite a bit about a whole lot of animal topics. And let's talk about that for a second, huh? The milk. from the sloth encounter?
So when the mom is actually making the milk, they don't keep more than basically what they're gonna eat at that time on them. So most mammals, they keep a lot of extra reserve on them, but the sloths do not. It's pretty amazing.
Only what they need.
Only what they need. And then they actually eat 10% of their body weight every day. Did you ever say that?
Yes, and what amazes me is they, for about 7 to 10 days, they a third of it out in one. That's just crazy.
Exactly. When they're coming down and they poop in the same spot every time, the sloth with 200 bugs living on their fur, but when they're grooming themselves and everything, the bacteria that they get on their claws is what they put in their mouth, and that's actually how they process their food. So we process our food through an enzymatic process. So how we monitor that here, because he obviously doesn't have any bugs or anything on him, is making sure that he has the right amount of fruit, because fruit has fructose, which causes bacterial growth. So we consider ourselves poopologists here. So when they use the bathroom, if it's a little bit dry, then we're like, okay, it needs a little bit of fruit. But if it was really runny or wet, then we'd be like, oh, he's got a little bit too much. So we get to examine the poop.
Flash is letting you know. When you moved, did you see him move down when you moved down?
Yeah.
He knows who's feeding him.
And you're being nice and calm, which he loves. When you jump around and yell, he will be like, nope, not my style. Pretty incredible that he can just hang like that, isn't it?
It was amazing to me to watch him unfold his body down, and it was, I mean, it's like almost like a slinky, just very, but slower.
So their muscles and tendons and everything are kind of set up the opposite of ours. So for him to hold like this is his relaxed state. So if you'll notice, like when he extends, it's really, really slow. But if he's retracting, he can do that really, really fast. So if he's up in the trees or something and for some reason he died or whatever and he's been holding onto the tree, he will stay locked onto the tree until he gets basically knocked off of the tree. Because that's the relaxed state.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty crazy. And then in the wild, they typically live to about 20 to 30 years
How do they protect themselves?
by being very, very quiet. They do have those big claws, but compared to other predators, they're really, really, really slow. He is really, really strong. Compared to us, he is stronger, but he's obviously smaller, right? So like when you see an ant, you're like, how's an ant carrying that huge thing? It's the same as him. So he only weighs 15 pounds, but considering he sits there and
See, I
holds
think you
himself.
way more than 15. But I think it's all hair.
It is.
If you, it's just like my sister's dog, who if you put her underneath the sink, she shrinks to this, but she's got so much hair, she's like.
Yeah, like the Huskies and Malamutes
Yeah,
and stuff.
she's got husky.
Yeah.
She's Pomeranian husky and
Do they still talk like the Huskies? Does the Pomeranian, you know how they are?
I have not heard her.
Yes, she has.
She does,
Yeah.
okay.
I had a couple of Huskies and man,
We had Malamute.
oh yeah,
Great big 140-pound
that's
Malamute. He
big.
was so sweet.
I had a red and white and then a really small black and white one. But another defense that they have is when they do fall out of the trees, they actually have 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23, and all their internal organs are actually attached to themselves and to the ribs. And in the wild, they'll fall out of the tree every week or every other week because they're always trying to get like those fresh leaves, which are at the end of the branches. And sometimes the branches collapse or a bigger predator is getting on the same branch and then they both fall. But because they have all those ribs and their organs are attached, they're going to survive the fall. Because like if you get in a car wreck, it's because your internal organs kind of bounce against your ribs and that's where you get your injury. So God made the sloths to be really, really resistant, and then also they can swim great, which is kind of
Wow.
Yeah. And there's been reports of them holding their breath up to 40 minutes, which is longer than a dolphin. Yeah.
Did you hear that, Kenley? That's incredible.
And when they slow their metabolism down, they can slow it down to around 300 calories per day, which I would burn that walking up the stairs. So because they have all those amazing things going on, they can adapt and kind of slow themselves and wait for the food.
Listen at him, he's enjoying his breakfast.
This took John about 2 years to do because it wasn't anything that we forced Flash to do, but it was just, we're feeding you every day at 10. We're feeding you every day at 10. But if he didn't want to eat at 10, he still got fed. But it takes a while to kind of get a sloth who's not used to that as an adult ready to do it.
And what does it take to get a sloth?
Well, we are USDA licensed just like a zoo.
Okay.
So we have a zoo license.
Okay.
We always tell people that it's a horrible idea to own a sloth because they need an environment of 75 to 80 degrees, all the humidity and everything else. And also when just kind of random people get sloths, that encourages the illegal pet trade because if you pay less for a sloth than you would a car, it's someone who took it out of the jungle. And they don't live very long.
Oh, that's horrible.
It is. And some places will even remove sloth's teeth. So then that way, if you're holding an adult sloth who doesn't want to be held, you don't get bit. But we think that's cruel and unusual and dumb and shouldn't happen. So that's the reason we don't hold Flash, because he doesn't want to do it. Or he didn't know.
Oh, I just don't understand that.
So a lot of what happens is you have like these different countries or communities that are right near where cruise ships land. And so they see cruise ships and they're like, if each person pays me 20 or 30 bucks to touch this sloth for 5 minutes, they can make their year's wages in 2 days.
Exactly.
So it's kind of that economic pressure, but that's the reason Costa Rica has made it illegal to hold sloths because people were going out, grabbing them, setting up a roadside stand, and we do not endorse that, obviously. And our sloths are a lot different. Zoe and Dash, the other ones, they are probably 13 generations removed from the jungle. So we're more closely related to like our Revolutionary War than they are to the jungle.
Okay.
They wouldn't even know what to do with the jungle.
You're a fine fella, Flash. Watch it now, I go wherever he goes.
Is that all the food?
Yeah.
We'll get you a couple more green beans here.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud, can you reach him up?
Yep, and he just likes long, slow pets, and you can just break those in half. There you go.
Sloth? Sloth. Flash, look what she's got for you.
Sometimes it takes him a minute. He kind of thinks about it. He's like, do I want it? Is it mine?
Here he comes.
There he is.
And he unwinds himself down and says, oh good, another little morsel.
We had a guy in here who owned a tree company. I was like, this guy would be great to go up in the trees and help you out.
If you could only train him to do so. It might take half a day for him to get up there, but.
Yeah. But actually, when he goes to climb,
Mhm.
he's pretty quick. Like when he goes in and up, you're like, I mean, he makes it to the top of that 2-story area in 10 seconds when he wants to. So I think they move a lot quicker than people really
I mean,
think.
you see videos of people stopping and trying to help them across the
Mhm.
street because they're going so slow
Yep.
across the street and cars. That kills me to think that one would get hit just because they were too slow to get across the street.
And another big danger for them is obviously they like to climb, but sometimes they climb on power lines. And one power line is fine, but you know, if you touch them both, if you touch something else, it's not gonna work out. Excuse me. So you on spring break?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even know my daughter had a day off till last night, and that's my little girl that's out running around with me, and I was like, oh, well, I guess let's go to work with Dad day. Where are you guys from?
Johnson student.
Oh, cool, yeah. When we go snowboarding up in Boone and stuff like that, we always turn through Johnson's. beautiful area.
I was born there, but I'm in Waco, Texas right
Oh, there you go. A different climate.
now. It's a wild
I was in
difference in
San,
the heat.
yeah.
Oh,
I was in San Antonio for a while, and some people who like from far up north get down to